Anyway, so
Hello.
hello. I'm Wolf. This
And I'm
is
Toad.
this is Toad. Talking about uni stuff today. Uni
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
So like, are you aware of the recent changes to like the pathway programs and just
No, I don't know anything about the recent changes to the pathway programs.
oh wow, you're saying that almost like we didn't have a premature discussion before this recording. That's
Just in case.
just in case. Just in case.
Tell me all about it.
Okay, well, in case. Yeah. Anyway, sat down in class yesterday, and it was. I'm just gonna do a little cutaway of the visual representation of what it was like coming home after that. Anyway, this is just kind of like a bit of a bombshell. So, like, it looks like the first thing that the government has done, since winning the election, I guess, again, is go to universities and go, right, okay, you're going to have to start paying your part-time staff like a full-time wage or something like that, or at least put them onto a full-time schedule or something, you know? And and this is, I don't know if this is federal wide, but it looks like it is statewide. And some campuses have been trying to like comply by either, they might cut things here and there, but they're trying to like circumvent it and like make sure like certain programs, particularly pathway programs like Open Foundation and whatnot, are still able to function. Newcastle University, on the other hand, has decided, yeah, we're just going to fire a whole bunch of people and and so like there seems to be some changes afoot, and like a lot of subjects that were available have become less available, and so it's been a bit of a I don't know, of a disruptive thing for many students, and of course teachers and professors alike, because obviously their income has been severed a bit. Anyway, like, a lot to unpack there.
Yeah, it is a bit crazy. I mean, we did actually talk about it before starting the podcast. Wolf just gave me a bit of a rundown on it. But, prior to that, this is the first I heard of it. I can't really speak what the facts are of what's happening. But from everything you've told me, it's not great. It's not like they have your best interest at heart, seemingly.
Well,
uni.
yeah, it's just like, I don't know. But I mean, you haven't heard about it, but you have had experience yourself on university campuses before, and
not. Oh yeah, I went to uni. I haven't so much had courses being dropped. Sort of for me, I've had mates who it's happened to, or like, what do you call them? Like, just people that were in the course with me as well. Sure, some of their electives. Got dropped. I don't think I know anyone who it happened to, in the middle of doing the course, but I've certainly heard stories of it happening in the past.
Yeah, and look, the good news is, like, it's not like it's gone. It's not like it's not available anymore, but they've definitely weakened it a fair bit. And I don't know if that's by design or it's just, them going, oh, well, we've got to make compromises somehow. And,
it sounds like they've just sacked the teachers who are running these courses specifically.
Well, yeah.
So they're just like, oh,
and that's
we
just,
can't run it anymore.
I don't know. Like it's just such a, like...
Yeah, but they're a business at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Like, as much as they can stand for whatever. And I'm not talking about the University of Newcastle specifically. Like, it's a thing with every business. Well, they have a mission statement and they claim they're about all these other things and, ethical. And, like, they are always to a certain extent. But, like, bottom line is they can't just employ people for free or, it's a conglomerate of a lot of people making decisions based on...
Yeah. But, like, I just feel like stuff like this in the long run does have a negative effect on the business, on the business side of things, but not just on the business side of things, but also just society or education. Because I strongly believe like a country or that is prosperous is a country that is educated, that has.
For sure. I just mean I don't think this is
Yeah.
an attack on education. Like it's just
No,
someone's made a shit call.
Yeah, I can see what the like Labor were trying to do with
I don't think they've necessarily made the wrong step.
it's
Or
just
whatever. They may not have weighed up all the possible ramifications. Like I don't think they would have seen this as an expected outcome.
yeah, like all that's really happened is like it's the same sort of like many years ago, when Labor tried to, or they brought in like the carbon tax, for example.
Yeah. With under Gillard, right?
Under
Luke
Gillard, or maybe a bit of
Might have
Rudd,
been
but
Kevin O'Sullivan.
yeah, maybe might have been Kevin, but I can't quite remember that. But
Another.
it's but I do remember but mining billionaires like
Gina Reinhardt.
Gina Reinhardt or Clive Palmer, they will just pay their workers less, right? And they do that like not just so they don't have to pay as much money, but they do that so like the workers start complaining and then unions start fighting back against that sort of stuff. And they blame the government for that when it was really, it's just those those corporations protecting their bottom line really. And the same this is the same sort of like mentality that. And look, I'm a bit ignorant. Like I'm still quite new to university life myself, and I don't even know what the name of the guy is that is sort of managing
The dean or chancellor.
the dean or chancellor.
I don't
But
know either.
but what the hell, man? Like, how could you think that this is a good idea? Like,
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty hard to rationalise, but you never know what's going on behind the scenes. There's probably some tough negotiating. Yeah, I don't know. I know that, I find it hard to believe that the uni's sort of lacking in funding as well, right?
It is hard to
They got money coming out their ears, sure. You would think. Once again, you never know.
It's
How hard is it to pay the teachers on a full-term salary?
Yeah,
Anyway.
or at least dedicate some funding because look, I'm
What's the replacement that they've got in mind here? Just because they can't just hire people who are going to do it for cheap or free.
yeah.
Right? If it's mandated that they have to be paid full time or whatever.
Well, it's I think that say the main argument from someone who may be conservative, right? Their main talking point is, it's taxpayers' money, and we want to make sure because I think there's something to be said about people that come to the university or do Open Foundation, but they kind of do it for the wrong reasons. They don't really take it seriously, or
Yeah, okay, just biding their time. Yeah, but they've still got plenty of money through or should have plenty of money through private sources as well. Tuition fees.
For sure. And look, as I was saying before, I reckon, at least this has just been my experience so far in doing Open Foundation. For every, say, 4 or 5 students that may be being disruptive or not taking it seriously, or they're just there's at least 5 or 10 people that that are there for the right reasons. You know what I mean? And I don't know if right reasons is the correct word, because I can understand someone studying and figuring out it's not really for them, and they feel like they'd be best served or better off somewhere else, and that's totally fine.
Yeah, it can take a while to realise that though.
Yeah, it can take a while to realise that, but I think if we because the main benefit I think one of the benefits of having pathway programs like this is so you got this wide range of subjects that people can try pick up on, whether it be biology or sociology or law or something like that. It gives them a stable environment for them to be able to test the waters in those fields, and see if whether or not that they're good at it, they enjoy it, and they feel like they can figure out for themselves whether or not they're going to make it's going to be a fulfilling process for them to pursue that career path. You know what I mean? And that's what it's supposed to be about. You know what I mean? It's not about handouts or anything like that. It's just a basic concept of or just the idea of a nation or community that is educated is that the more able they are, the better they are at being able to function in society, and or at least
the better society
contribute to a society in a very meaningful way. You know what I mean? Like, anyway, it's just
I get your ultimate point that like education is just a good thing overall, right? Like, and on a personal level, like for sure, I'm not saying you need to go to uni or or anything like that, but like if you're a lot of people can get a lot out of academia in general, right? Like we were talking about earlier. Like I just think sort of the pursuit of knowledge within any field that interests you, like is like an admirable thing. Like I think it's it's worthwhile.
Yeah.
Even if it's something you may not end up using for a job or
Like,
whatever. I think it's a good thing for your own personal development just to learn stuff.
Yeah, and like,
and anyway,
and having said that though, like it's not all bad news. It's not like the Open Foundation and these pathway programs aren't there anymore. Like they're still there, but it just means like there's less stability. You know what I mean?
I also wonder if it would be just Open Foundation that's affected. Like if they're sacking people. I mean, I don't really quite know what's happened. I'm assuming that they're getting rid of people who are running like elective courses probably. Or, I don't know, some unpaid interns within degrees, right? But, like, so, it would probably be affecting the whole uni.
Yeah, I mean, like, because the thing that, like, really, that I thought was quite, it was difficult, like, walking through the uni, and, like, I think, like, the news of this whole thing was quite fresh.
Yeah,
I do remember there being...
So it's just happened today or something?
Well, or, in the past...
Recently.
Very recently. Like, it seems to be within the last week or so, and, like, I could just tell there was a vibe of people feeling quite disillusioned and distressed, you know what I mean? Understandably so. Like, especially for, like, professors. Like, imagine... you've dedicated 10, 20 years or whatever into, like, your craft and, like, getting passionate about it, but then having the opportunity to, like, teach it to others and, like, wanting to see, like, the best in all your students and, like, help them reach their potential or whatever, just to have some arsehole go, nah, you're not needed, goodbye, so long.
Yeah, it's pretty messed up. I don't want to pay you, so you're sacked.
Yeah, it's just, anyway, that's just...
But yeah, I mean, once again, I don't know enough about it.
Yeah, well, to be honest, neither do I. But like, this is just like
healthy discussion's always good.
Discussion is always good, and like you said before, like there has been like obstacles for these kind of programs before. Like it's.
Yeah, I mean, I feel that academia as a whole, I don't know much about programs like Open Foundation having problems before. I think New Step was the thing that became Open Foundation when I was at uni, or maybe it was a separate thing. I don't even know.
Yeah.
For people coming straight out of year 12, or not. I think even if you didn't do 11 and 12, I think you could do New Step. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Academia, like the politics of academics is like it's kind of scary. Like it's beyond me.
It is a bit like...
It's quite volatile.
Oh, yeah.
From what I understand.
Part of the reason like I refrain from really talking much about university stuff is because I don't know. Like, I'll admit, like, it can be quite... like you said before, like, it's not like someone... sits you down and like tells you like
they don't teach you how the whole thing works. Right?
Yeah, or and like we were saying before, but I think it's important to realize as well that I think like anything, like it's a community of people that it kind of has to be treated as such. And look, I can understand like if there's like particular things that just feel like it's not serving the best interest of the university, or like people aren't really getting anything out of it. Then maybe there's something that needs to be changed. But like
probably not this though. Right?
Probably not to the extent that all of a sudden like hundreds of lives have been affected, and like all these people all of a sudden are like having to find a new job somewhere, or you know what I mean.
So brutal.
It's just like I could understand them maybe cutting something out, maybe, but like you were saying before, you know, there's some strange subjects that have come across that are a bit weird. Like, I heard there was a Taylor Swift degree, which is...
Yeah, I got to look that up. I really wonder what that means. Like, what discipline is that even?
Yeah,
it's like that famous. There's that the psychology of Batman that I think used to be offered at some Australian uni.
Yeah. Although there's been a lot of talk about the psychology of Batman on YouTube and all that sort of stuff, which is, you know.
Well, the University of Newcastle doesn't offer a specific course titled Taylor Swift. Currently, there's a growing trend of... I can't say anything here. I'll keep looking. You wow the audience with speech.
Oh, well, no, I'm just looking with you. But, okay. That's...
I don't even know what it would be in, and probably, surely it's music.
Anyway. So it's not really something that is available, or maybe it's not there anymore because it's no longer a option.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that. They've all been wiped.
That's something to keep in mind. But
they normally keep ones that are gone still there, right?
Yeah, and when I first heard about that, I was kind of like, what's the point of that? Like, what are you going to use? How could you utilize that? Like, what are you learning in a degree like that? But then, you know, you mentioned...
But it wouldn't be a degree in Taylor Swift.
Well, it wouldn't be a degree, but, you know, like... Yeah, but I can understand, you know, just the pursuit of knowledge, I guess, or just, you know, which, you know, is always a good thing, in my opinion, I guess.
But there could have been something, right? Like, I don't know, like a modern history perspective on Taylor Swift and how she influences pop culture. I don't know, you know. There's some benefit in that, surely. Anyway, I want to find the psychology of Batman course where that was.
Psychology.
I've clearly typed the wrong thing. Psychology of Batman. Batman syllabus.
Oh. I mean,
there's a Batman college course where University of Victoria. Oh, in Canada. My bad. Yeah, right. I'm sure it's not a thing anymore. I remember hearing about that when I was in like primary school.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's, I mean...
No, sorry for going off on that tangent and just not speaking.
That's all good. I can like edit this later and edit that out as well, and just because it's all irrelevant.
Fucknoise.mp3.
Yeah, that's it. Anyway, but yeah, like, you know...
Yeah, so stuff's a bit screwy right now with uni.
It is, but I think things will be all right. It's
it'll be fine.
But I mean, just like I know a few people, like including myself, actually, that you know we had a very clear path forward, and now it's kind of
for sure. I think with such a big undertaking, any kind of uncertainty, like it's magnified. I reckon when you're at uni. I know that sounds like dramatic and stupid, but like it's a big decisions about your life, like sort of thing, right? Like,
well, yeah,
it makes sense. It would be extra stressful.
I was talking to like a student yesterday who said like, I think they said they were like thinking about getting into biology, but it's now not it's not a core. I mean, she could probably still do that, but
that person might feel like they've lost that avenue now, not being able to study biology, you know, in the whatever elective or whatever, can't get a feel for it.
Exactly.
Would heighten the uncertainty around spending, because you feel like you're studying the thing you're going to do for the rest of your life as a job, right?
Yeah.
So
and it makes sense for people who are doing open foundation to be like choosing the subjects that are most relevant to the thing that they want to study.
Yeah, for the degree you eventually want to go after. Right, exactly.
Yeah, and like unless it is an elective, it doesn't work. Like I think they did make it pretty clear that once you've matriculated and you've chosen your degree, it's not like you can just, test it out for a couple of weeks and then be like, you still have to pay for that degree,
Yeah, I mean, what they don't tell you, but yes, you can drop it and change degrees, but yes, you do have to pay for it.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
you're never locked in, but you have to pay for the courses even if you don't do them.
Yeah, well, exactly. So it's
Right.
like,
Yeah, you're gonna
Um,
just waste $4,000 because you thought you wanted to do nursing,
yeah, and,
or whatever.
and who's going to want to do
When
that,
you start to do
especially
business.
if you're on New Start, which I think is.
I mean, a lot of people do.
I mean, look, yeah,
That's
a lot-
why people have massive HECS debts because
Yeah.
they change degrees.
But
It's very common.
Open Foundation was a good way of
Yeah.
circumventing that,
Yeah, yeah.
but which makes it seem even more kind of underhanded. It's like, you know,
Yeah.
it seems like Avenue
Yeah.
stuff. You know, they're just trying to like
Avenue stuff. Yeah, I
Avenue
know what
stuff.
you mean.
Yeah, that's another one for the calling cards, I guess. You should make calling cards.
Feels
Anyway,
as though they're stifling your options, right? Like
Yeah.
You're stuck.
anyway, what time is it?
About 10 to 3.
10 to 3.
Want to keep talking for another 10 minutes?
I reckon just leave it there.
Call it there?
Yeah.
Done deal.
All right. Cool.